Hi, welcome to Ashoka Workshops. This is the instruction video for building a crazy animal. It doesn't have to be crazy, it could just be an animal. You could make a dog or a reindeer or a unicorn or whatever your amazing imaginations can come up with. Everything you need is in this kit. You've got loads of accessories and extras. So I'm going to show you how I would make one, and then you guys have all the information that you need. So I'm going to change to another view so that you can see properly from on top. Okay then, so before we start off, I've collected some tools, a little hammer. Well, it's not so little actually, is it? A big hammer. I've got a little block of wood here that I can use as a sanding block. You can put a piece of sandpaper on it like this. I've also got a pair of pliers, which is good for cutting wires and holding things and stuff like that. You might not need these, but it's good to have them around if you've got them. Okay then, so let's open our little crazy animal box. As you can see, he stands up and his head kind of goes there, which means he's a bit more like a horse or a dog or something like that. So that's why we called him a crazy animal. So I've ordered super glue with my kit. So it does come with a pair of gloves, which if you're a child, you should definitely wear to stop yourself getting stuck to stuff. It's got a tube of super glue in here as well. It's also got your little Hello Maker voucher. This is your voucher code as well, which you can use to come and see us in the workshops when we're all allowed out again. So this is your voucher. Also got some super glue safety information. Please read that before you use the super glue. Okay, and then all sorts of other stuff, so let's just tip it out. There we go. Okay, I'm going to put the box over there. Now listen, first of all, on the box, hang on to your box. It makes a great little house for your character afterwards. Okay, then, so we've got a couple of blocks in here. And we've got some wool, and we've got maybe, it's a pipe cleaner. We've got 4 other blocks, some dowels, these little pieces of wood here. And we've got some wire, and I've got the tip for our super glue. So that goes on there. We'll do that in a minute. And then we've got this little bag here that's got all sorts of accessories in. You should know that all of these bags are different. So it depends what you get as to how, it depends completely on each bag as to what you get. So I'm going to tip those out so you can see what's in this one here. As you can see, there's loads of cool stuff. We've got curls, we've got little blocks of scrap wood, we've got a kind of weird curvy bit, we've got hearts and washers and all that kind of stuff. And look in here, we have a little unicorn horn. So you could stick that on if you want to make a unicorn. In fact, I think I'm going to make a unicorn today. Right then, so before we start, how to use the super glue. You get the lid like this, you put it on and you just turn it like this and do it up. When you do that, it'll crack open this end point here and allow you to use the super glue. Once you've done that, you can just snap this end off here and then the super glue will come out. Be very careful you're not squeezing it hard because it'll shoot out the end, and this is quite liquidy stuff, so it will run quite easily. This bit that you snap off here can also be used as a lid, and I'll show you with one that I've been using earlier today. So the bit comes like this, you snap it off, that releases the super glue, and then you can put it on as a lid, okay? So there you go. So I'm gonna use this one because I've already opened it. Okay, so we've got a little bit of sandpaper in there. I like to use a little block like this. So you put the sandpaper on the block, fold the edges down, kind of like this, push it nice and tight over the block, and then you can use that to sand things and make the wood all nice and smooth. And that's really where we want to start. You don't have to do that if you haven't got a block. Just put it on the desk like this, nice and flat. And then if I want to sand this block here, I just put the block on the bench and go back and forward like this. Now you can see these lines going in the wood here. That's called the grain of the wood. The grain runs this way. So we don't want to sand it this way, or we'll put scratch marks across our lovely piece of wood here. So we don't want to do that, okay? So we keep it going with the grain. So I'm just gonna sand over it all like this. Okay, now the next step is these corners here. This sharp corner here is called the arris, and we want to be able to take that off because it's quite sharp, and it will also split the wood if we catch it. So we just put it on the corner like this and just rub it back and forward. Just do that on all the corners. Okay, so that's it. I just very slightly rounded it. You guys can round it a lot more if you want to. It's completely up to you. I'm just going to hold it in your hands and do it like this if you want as well. But I would suggest that you take some good time doing some sanding. Okay, that'll do for my video because I don't want to spend all the time you guys watching me sand. I'm sure you get the idea. Okay, so just take off any rough bits. Make sure you've got all the edges. And as the absolute basic, then you are done. Of course, you can spend a long time if you want to getting it really nicely rounded. They look amazing. These are proper hardwoods in these kits. So this is Iroko, this is English ash. They're really super quality woods. So if you spend the time to sand them, they come up beautifully. Okay, then so you can see how our character here goes together. It has a hole in the top, and then this is the head, and it has a hole in there, and that goes on there like that. So we need something to connect them together with, and that's what these little dowels are for. Now you'll see in your kit, you've got a few dowels like this, and you'll have a couple of extras in there too. Now the long one, that's for the head, okay? So put that to one side, and then the other ones, you have a few different sizes kind of like this, okay? So if you choose 4 that are kind of roughly the same, maybe these 4 here, they will do. And these other 2, they're spares, we can put them over there out of the way. Okay then, so let's get our legs as well. I haven't sanded those yet, goodness me. Silly Jonty. Okay, so these are our legs. So we've got our 4 legs here. And we want to start by putting the dowels into the legs. So we get the dowel like this. We put it over the top of the hole and try and push it in there to get it started. But it looks like it won't fit, but I promise you it will. You just get a little hammer, and you could use even the head block if you wanted as a hammer, although I don't suggest it. I'd suggest just getting a little hammer and just give it a gentle tap like this. Gentle tap, and then listen for the sound. Now, did you hear the sound change? That means it's all the way through, okay? It's come all the way through to the side, and that's just what we want. Okay, so we want to do that again for the other legs. There you go. So that is our 4 legs done, and you can sand those again if you want to. That would look really, really nice if you just give it a nice sand. They kind of fit together. Now, if any of them are loose in there, you can add a little bit of glue in there if you want to. PVA glue is fine, or super glue if you ordered that in your pack. Any of those will do the job, okay? But you only want super glue on one side. If you've got super glue here, you don't want super glue in the body as well, or the legs won't move, and you do want them to move. So, we get our next block here, and we're just going to get the leg and try and twist it on. And you can see this is going on pretty easily. Just twist and push, twist and push. Okay, if you can't twist and push, you can just tap it with a hammer. And in it goes. I'm going to put the other leg on here. Twist and push, that's gone on as well. The other leg here, twist and push, twist and push. There we go. And this one, twist and push, twist and push. Okay then, so that is all 4 legs for our animal. It's on there, fantastic. Okay, so now we want to put a dowel into the head. So we just get that and push it in there. Hopefully it'll be nice and loose so you can move the head around, okay? And then we pop the head onto the body like this. Give it a twist and a push. Now these dowels are set so that the head is a little bit off the body like this, okay? If you don't want that though, you can use one of the shorter dowels if that's what you want, okay? But I'm going to leave mine like this because I like the head to be able to move all the way around. Okay, then now you'll see you've got some holes in the top here. Now these holes, they will fit things like this wire if you want to. They will also fit this little pipe cleaner here. These will push straight in. If you get it lined up right on the very end, you'll see, I'll try and hold it up so you can see it, they'll push straight in like this, okay? See that? Okay, so what I'm going to do with mine, I want kind of furry antlers on mine, so I'm going to cut this little piece in half. Now you could just use a pair of scissors, or I've got some pliers here with wire cutters on, so I'm going to use those. Cut that. Not very good wire cutters. Okay then, so I'm just going to slide those in. Slide them in. Now you can put a bit of glue in there if you want to, and glue it in to hold it in the hole if that's what you want. But you don't have to. It should fit just on its own. They're a bit fiddly, you know, but we'll get there in the end. There we go. Great stuff. Now, I could just do kind of little ears like that. Now, you guys could do whatever you want, and maybe you could attach some of your hair to it like this. You could do a mane to make yours to like a horse. But I want mine to be a unicorn, so I'm going to stick my unicorn horn on here. So a unicorn with funky ears. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Let's just open another one. So I'm going to screw that in there like that, like I said. And just break the top off, just like I said, like that. Okay, it's a new super glue, so it'll come out quickly. There we go, tiny bit like that. I'm going to put his horn straight on there. Count to about 10 seconds and then it should hold. 10, yeah, that's held already. Okay, so that's really good. He's looking pretty funky already, isn't he? Okay then. So next, I can sit him back like this, so he's facing upwards. And I can choose what we can use for eyes. You've got all sorts of little things in this kit of mine here. You've got some washers, so we could use those for eyes, couldn't we? We've got other types of washers here. We've got some buttons as well. Oh look, we've got a little heart in this kit. We've got other washers, other buttons, so all sorts of things there that you can use for eyes. But I kind of like these ones here. I think they look cool. So I am going to stick those on. So just put a tiny bit of glue. Don't use a lot, guys. Now when you're putting it on, be careful. Keep your hands away. Just drop it on like that. And that's where you want your eye to be. And then try and match it on the other side. Drop it on like that. A few seconds and they'll be set in place. Whoops. Yeah, that's already set actually. So that's all set nicely. Well, maybe I could even put some buttons on the inside. Maybe some washers on the inside. Some nuts, I mean. Yeah, I'm going to put some nuts on the inside of mine. Okay, a little bit of super glue in there. Drop some nuts on. Push those in because I want them to set. Same on this one. Yeah, cool. He's looking cool already. Now I know you guys are going to come up with some way more creative stuff than me. I'm just going to put that block under there so you guys can see. Okay then, so we're going to do his mouth. I kind of like it like this because he's like meh, meh. But maybe I'm going to just bend the edges up. That might make it a bit funny. What do you think? So I'm just using a pair of pliers. This wire's really easy to bend. You can do it just with your hands, but it's easier with a pair of pliers. Yeah, he looks kind of happy, doesn't he? I'm not even sure what kind of animal he is. It's supposed to be a unicorn, but, you know. Okay, so I'm going to glue this on. Put a line of super glue down there. Get the edges if I can. And then just try and drop it on, okay? Try and keep your fingers away. It's pretty tricky. You get your mum and dad to help you if you are young, because it's easy to get stuck. Okay, and then just leave it alone, okay? And then that should stick on. I think he looks pretty happy, don't you? Yeah, I do. Okay then, so next we need a nose. Now I've got this little bit of scrap wood in my kit. It makes kind of a cool nose, right? Yeah, I really like it. Okay, I'm going to use this as my nose. So if you're going to stick on any components like this, just take the time just to sand it, because you do want to make sure it's flat. If it's not flat, it won't stick properly. So just a little bit of sanding, it doesn't take a lot. Okay, and there we go. There we got a nose. So I'm going to stick that on there. Whoa. Now that is what too much glue looks like, people. We don't want to use that much glue, okay? So if you've got a little bit too much like that, maybe you could just take a little bit off on the sandpaper. There we go, a little bit off there. And then I'm going to pop his nose on. And just hold it on there for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, there we go. Okay, there we go, he's got his nose on. So just check you guys can see our progress on this. This is what our little character looks like so far. He's looking a bit weird, right? I love that. That's kind of cool. Okay, so I think we should sweep those back a bit. Yeah, like... Yeah, now he looks cool. See what a difference that made. Okay, brilliant. So... let's carry on. So what can we do next? So you see about where his bum is, there is a hole. So you can put a bit of wire in there for a tail if you want to. So I'm going to show you how to do that. On my tail, I would like to put something on the end like this. So I'm just going to glue that on first. I found this little bead in my pack, so I'm just going to do that. Put a little bit of glue just on the end. And then just hold that bead on there, because that's going to look nice and brilliant. And just let that bead set there. Okay, that's going pretty good. Okay, so now then, when you put the wire in, I suggest using a pair of pliers. You can push it in by hand, but it's a bit tricky. So just get an old pair of pliers from your garage or something like that. Hold the wire about this far back. Okay, then you can put a little bit of super glue in the hole if you want to, or you can just put the wire straight in, okay? You put the wire in like this, you put it over the hole, and then you push it in and twist at the same time like this. Oops. Twist at the same time. Twist, 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 twist. And then that way you know it's gone in, okay? and then keep going, get it in as far as you can, and then you should find it's fine, it's stuck in there. Now I have just broken my unicorn horn, silly Jonty, so I'm going to stick that back on quick. You do have to be careful with these unicorn horns. They are all handmade in our workshops. And they do take quite a long time. But look, if they break, you can glue them back on. There's a little bit of glue here and there. But anyway, there we go. Okay, so this is my tail. I see, look, he's looking really cool now. I love him. He's really brilliant. Do you know what? I think I'm going to stop there with my character. I'm happy with him, but I have still got all this stuff left. So maybe I can use that to make something else. What do you think? I'm going to have a think about it and I'm going to come straight back to you, okay? But here's my character, he's done. Oh, we need to think of a name for him. What should we call him? I'll come back to you on that too. Back in a minute. Okay, so I've had an idea. We've got a few little bits and bobs left. So I'm going to use this circle here and put that onto there and then try and make another little funny character. So I'm just going to sand that. I'm going to make sure that everything's sanded that we're going to stick, okay? Okay, so that's that sanded. Going to get a bit of glue. Okay, so here's my little extra character that I managed to make. Look at him. Ah, I got button arms. Maybe we can stick another button on. Ooh, another button. Yeah, I think it's a lot of work. I kind of like the fact that he goes, rah, 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 look at my hair. Rah. So I'm going to say that's done. I love my little character. I need to come up with a name for him. But I think he's brilliant, along with my original character as well. So look, this is the kind of thing you can do with the Ash & Co kits. Hopefully that's enough instruction there for you guys to make anything that you want to do. I've still got loads of bits left here. Maybe you could even make another one. There's loads of like hair you could add on if you want to, all sorts of things. So let's move back to the other view to finish off. Okay, that brings us to the end of our instructional video. I hope you enjoy making one of your characters or cars or rainbow, whichever one that you chose, and that you make something completely unique that's completely your own. We use really high quality woods, and we give you as many accessories as we can possibly afford so that you can make something that really is yours, not something that we designed. And I think that's what makes the difference with Ash & Co workshops. That's really what we're all about, whether it's a car or a rainbow or any of the characters. So we hope you agree. I hope you have a great time, and please, please, please send us photos, videos of all of the stuff that you've made. We're going to put it on a massive gallery, especially while we're in the lockdown period. We just really, really want to keep a track of everything everybody's making, because we just think it's awesome. So have fun, everybody. Stay safe, and big love to you all. Mwah.